Hello guys, and welcome to this tutorial series of programming with Dart. So Dart is the underlying programming language that powers Flutter applications. And so before we can start building applications with Flutter, we need to know about the Dart programming language. Now, do not worry if you have no previous experience with programming or coding in general. This tutorial series is specially designed for beginners and people who are new to coding. But if you already know a little bit of programming in, let's say, C, C++, Java or JavaScript, you find it easy to transition to Dart because it takes the best of these languages. So with that out of the way, let's jump into this tutorial. Alright, so there's a lot to cover in this series. And to help you achieve the maximum output from this course, all the topics are broken down into separate videos. That way, you are not overwhelmed with so much information, and you can always revisit any particular video in order to solidify your understanding whenever you feel stuck on any particular topic. So let's take a look at the various topics we'll be covering in this course. So we start off with an overview of the Dart programming language. We learn the various syntax. We talk about identifiers, keywords, comments, data types, variables, operators, loops, decision making, function, and then object-oriented programming. Alright, so Dart is an open source programming language developed by Google. Its syntax is similar to C, JavaScript, and the Java languages. So if you already have a previous knowledge on Java or JavaScript or C, you'll find that transitioning to Dart is a breeze. Now, it's important to mention that Dart is an object-oriented language, and it can be used to develop both the client-side and the server-side applications. Now, Dart programs have the .dart extension. So if you are going to create a Dart program, you need to add the .dart file extension in order for it to be able to run. Now, there are many ways in which we can run the Dart program. So we can use an online text editor, and that's the link over there. We'll go to dartpad.dev, but I'll be using the my VS Code. So if you already have Flutter installed, you follow the previous video, you don't need to install the Dart SDK. So we'll just dive in. I'll open up my VS Code, and then I've already created a folder over here and I've called it Dart. So we'll go into the Dart folder and I'll create a file. I want to create a file, so we'll click on the new file over there, and I want to call this particular program my program. So I'll type in my program, and now we need to add the extension. So I'll say .dart. So type in .dart. Alright, so this changes the icon to the Dart icon. So now we know that we are dealing with a Dart program over here. So what if we wanted to create a different file? So let's say I created a new file, I called it my file, and I didn't add the .dart over there. You see that this is a separate file, it's a text file, and it's not going to run the Dart program. So I'm going to delete this because we don't need it. So let's just delete it over there. So this is just to demonstrate the Dart program for us. So now let us take a look at the online editor as well, because that's one way we can run our Dart program, and I'll be doing most of the coding on the dartpad.dev. So we open up the browser over here and we search dartpad.dev, and this will open up the online code editor for us. So over here on the left pane, we see the that's where we do most of the coding, and we have some piece of code over there. Over here in the console, that's where the output of the code will be shown. Now in the documentation down there, if we have some errors, it will show us, and then we can debug from that section. Alright, so I want to just demonstrate some few things. So I'm going to run this application so that we see the output. Don't worry about it. I just want to show you something over here. So click on run, and we see the output over there. We get hello 1 up to 5. So that's how the online editor works. So nothing too crazy. In the next video, we are going to go over how we can write our own program. So we'll be deleting all these. So see you guys in the next video.